right.
Morning, boys.
I got one in there. I got one of those too.
A little different today. You got coffee.
I'm rolling the old Java.
I got
Java
the old
Jones.
First Form cherry limeade energy because it is still early in the morning today.
They sending us some of those?
We got to do a little regroup on
Form Energy, Screaming Eagle.
I like that logo.
Yeah, it's
America.
awesome. So very excited about this. But yes, they are. We will be receiving. This was like a sample pack that came in, but my goodness,
are they 16 ounces?
Yeah, they're big boys.
Yeah,
16 energy drinks, 0 everything, 0 sugar, 0 10 calories, I think. But that's about it.
Gives you a little zip.
Green tea.
Oh, really? As far as an energy drink goes, it's as clean as you could possibly get. So
we know energy drinks are not clean.
Oh God, yeah.
No, this is a good one. Obviously, they got a new partnership right now with UFC.
Yeah.
So, Form Energy, but we also have a new partnership with them, so it's very exciting.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
great.
been cool. They're awesome to work with.
That's probably the biggest thing that I've recognized so far is they are really good to work with. I mean, you can tell that they absolutely 100% care about what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Pretty cool.
And they're new. I mean, how
new? They're pretty old. I mean, Andy Frisella started the
Yeah.
company a while. As far as the energy side, they're pretty new, but they just announced there's a huge merger with AB InBev. So now it's part of the Busch Light family, if you will. So it's pretty exciting to get that partnership kicked off.
Rotate them.
Yeah. So it's be good. And since we moved it up because of some travel this week, energy this morning feels good.
Yeah.
So I'll take it for sure.
I could have used it when I first woke up because I'm coming out of the gate hot here. My day has been an absolute shit show so far.
Okay.
Mine kind of as well. So
you guys want to see something?
Uh-oh.
Take a guess what that is.
That's
It's
Is that a credit card?
Oh yeah.
That's my credit card.
Is that your platinum card? Like the titanium version of it?
That is my American Express card.
How? Oh, you ran
Lawnmower.
You ran your wallet over with a lawnmower.
Lawnmower.
Absolute gong show. Not a lawnmower. It did get run over, but it was not by me. It was by somebody else as my wallet laid in the middle of Waldo Road for 2 hours this morning.
Oh, yeah. I can
You
see
put it on the back of your truck. Put it on your
So yesterday when I jumped out,
Look at the divots in there.
Look at that. Yesterday when I jumped out last night, I got out and I was in the garage doing some shit and I set my wallet right on the wheel well of the Jeep.
Yeah. Oh.
And Lisa took the Jeep this morning and I never pulled it off the wheel well. And it survived the 2/3 of a mile down the bumpy gravel road.
It was the turn.
That's my driveway.
Yeah.
And it was the turn. She pulled out onto Waldo, and when she did, it must have slid off. And my wallet just got abs just. I don't know how many people ran it over, but a number of people.
If I see a wallet, the first thing I'm doing, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But it must have blended in good enough.
So I leave tomorrow.
I was just going to say we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you got no wallet.
It's like Chris
you have an ID?
I have an ID.
Did that make it?
Yep, have an ID. Headed to Nashville, going down there for CMA Fest with Busch Light. And this is what I got right now.
You could stab that through someone's neck.
Yeah, right. So it's so funny thing. So Ryder, I'm looking at this and I'm in the red zone. I got steam. I'm in the middle of Waldo. There's cars whizzing by. And Ryder goes, "Hey, Dad, it's all right. I bet you the scan feature still works."
Yeah.
Like, you know how you like tap
Yeah.
He goes, "I bet you the scan feature
That would be a little fishy, don't you think?
Yeah.
Pull that out.
So
that's funny.
So yeah, my wallet laid in Waldo for 2 hours, and they came back with the wallet, and they're like, "We just found your wallet laying in the middle of Waldo Road."
Oh, someone brought it to you.
Lisa did.
Oh, Lisa did.
Yeah, she's like, "I found your wallet laying in the middle of Waldo Road," and I'm like, "I'm missing my 2 cards. Like my first 2 cards are gone." So that's when I went down and had to do the walk of shame, looking in the ditch, and this is what I found. So
wow,
exploded.
So that's how she started, and then on top of that.
Let me ask you this. Did your rubbers survive?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. You mean my Trojan Magnum? Yeah. Those Magnums are hard to.
But the outline's still in the wallet.
It's still in the wallet.
I wouldn't use it.
Yeah, those Magnums are really hard to wreck.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Oh, what a mess. So then I get back and I'm like, I'm steaming mad, right? I'm like, God, why did I do that? What an idiot. I go to work ordering the new cards, which is pretty easy nowadays. And I get new cards ordered. I'm good to go. I'm like, all right.
And they're quick too, man. Like it's like you have one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I gotta go outside. I gotta do something. So I walk outside. I'm like, I'll go up. I planted an apple orchard kind of up in the back of the yard there. So I go up and I'm like, I'll walk up the orchard, hit the sprinkler, get the trees watered. I got a Honeycrisp up there. It's got like 12 beautiful apples on it. Yeah. Had 12 beautiful apples. The deer just absolutely demolished my apple trees. Yeah. So that's.
They had apples already?
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I got like a 5-year-old Honeycrisp in there that this was the first year. I'm like, oh man, I got a bunch of apples.
But I don't have apples at all.
Must be a Mark Peterson tree.
I got a bunch of apples coming, and now all the branches are snapped clean off and laying on the ground, and the deer just wrecked them. So, shot out of a cannon, boys. How's your day?
I feel like I haven't stopped moving. I prepared. I sent you guys a text. We bumped this up a little bit early. I bumped it, and I said, hey, I had a haircut, which, let's be honest, not like a haircut. It's a trim, more of a beard line out, all that good stuff. I prepared for everything except for the bridge in Bay City opening for the boats to go through on the way back. So I left early. I got in the chair early. I was like, I'm on time. Prepared right up until I wasn't prepared. Yep. So there's my life lesson. I sat there thinking about it too. I was like, prepared for everything. I did not prepare for that, so I wasn't prepared. Yeah. Like I didn't think of that. I was kind of pissed about it.
What did Mike say? It's like, man plans, God laughs.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, here we go. I'm early. Here comes a
man, I'm perfect. Yeah. I'm going to roll into the studio. I got time and I literally sat there in traffic and sent you guys a picture of a giant bridge open and just sat there. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I was just like, all right. So other than that little hiccup, it's just been go, go, go. Yeah. I mean, that's really where it's at.
But I do have a question. We haven't talked about this. You had some more action in your driveway.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, what in the world
we got to get into this.
Was that all about?
Oh, have you put the pieces together as to what happened?
Not really.
Sent you guys like all this other stuff. Have you thought about what may have happened?
I have gone Holmes and Watson on the pictures trying to figure out. I mean, looking at the positioning of the you had him block it in your driveway.
I boxed him in.
I know, which shocked me because I'm like, either he was in there when you got home, or you forced him in there. One or the other.
It was a close call. So all right, so
back up, let
me back up and I'll tell you guys my story that happened over the weekend. And I sent these guys some images that I said, wait till we get on the podcast for this. So I think it was that Friday night.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Friday night. Okay, so it's Friday night, and I got home and was like, man, let's go grab something to eat. Kylie had to work. I rolled over to Vidu to the bar. They have Mitch's there. It's happy hour. Get a drink, and we got some chicken lollipops. Big fan, right? I have a glass of wine. So it's early. It's like Bluebird dinner. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm done with dinner at like 6. So I'm like, all right, let's go home. So I'm coming home, and there's as I pull into my driveway, that vehicle is in my driveway, and there's a man walking around my house. So immediately I'm like, who is this? Yeah, I don't recognize the car. I do recognize an elderly human. So I'm like, okay.
Maybe
he's lost. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have the Ring doorbell. And if you listen to the Ring doorbell, he's ringing the doorbell. I'm answering him, but I'm behind him. So I pulled up and blocked the car, and I'm behind him, and he's looking in the door going, can you help me just take me to, and he's talking gibberish. And I'm like, hey, I am behind you. So he comes off my porch, and he goes right, and he's going into the garage.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, and I am standing now, and I'm like, okay.
Something's going on.
What's going on with this dude, right? Is he whacked out of his mind? Is he tweaking? Is he drunk? What is it? Whatever it is, he's not supposed to be here. So I tell Katie, sit in the car, let me go see what I can do. Recognizing it's an old man, and I feel pretty good about I could physically beat the shit out of him. So I'm good. Like I didn't need my weapon at this point. I'm like, I feel like, but then I get close, and he's got on all these baggy clothes, and he is not. He turns around, he's like, take me to 30 and just drop me off. And I'm like, I gotta be honest with you, who the fuck are you? I'm like, what are you doing here? What's your name? So I start to kind of interview the guy a little bit. Doug. Okay, so let's just leave it at that, Doug. So Doug is struggling. Like something's going on. And I'm like, Doug, I don't feel safe letting you go. I was like, I need to get you a ride somewhere. Something's wrong with you. And I honestly, I couldn't tell, is this medical? Is this whatever?
Yeah.
Well, he keeps putting his hands in his pocket. So I said, hey, do me a favor. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I said, I'm just going to tell my wife that everything's okay. She's in the car still. And he just looks at me real quick and he goes, don't call the cops. Whatever you do, don't call the cops. I'm like, I wouldn't do that, Doug. I said, as a matter of fact, I'll leave my phone right here. So I left my phone on the hood. I went right back to the vehicle. I looked at Katie and I said, you call the cops.
Yeah.
I said, he's not dangerous at this moment. And as I'm doing this, I am racking my gun and put, my 9 that I carry, my concealed that I carry, my little one. And so I rack it, I put it in my back, and I'm putting my gun in, and I look at Katie and I said, he is not dangerous at the moment, but he's incoherent. So you have to tell the cops this guy is completely incoherent and lost. And that's all the information I give her. Now she has to do the rest because I got to shut the door because I got to go back to Doug because Doug is now wandering and he's coming around, and I'm like, I don't like this. So she calls the cops, and the license plate, gives them the license plate, tells them all this. They'll be like, we're right there. So anyway, he's giving me these numbers, and he's like, call Tim. Okay, give me Tim's number. 989, goes through these things. First number, he goes, 989-246-1964744748. I said, Doug, that's so many fucking numbers. I don't know what to tell you right now.
I catch a niner in there. Calling from a walkie-talkie.
Who are we calling?
Digit.
I was like, Doug, you got a few extra numbers, bud. You got to back up, right? So he's like, you're right. And he goes through it again. Same numbers. Completely. And I'm like, all right. So I said, Doug, you don't have any weapons on you, do you? And he's like, well, why would I have those? You're not going to shoot me, are you? You want me to shoot you? I'm not going to shoot. I said, Doug, look, at this point, that would be the worst decision you ever made. So why don't we get our hands out of our pockets and let me just understand what's going on? And I said, why don't you just sit down? So he sits down, and I put him, and he sits on the cement. At that point, I tell Katie, get out. Like, I don't want you out here. Get out and get in the house. That way I just know you're in there. So she gets out, goes around the vehicle. She goes around the other side, and I'm blocking between them. Now, he's sitting Indian style, and he's looking at me with these, and he's just repeating things over and over, and you can tell he's just not there. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait. And so he keeps saying, call this person. So the first person I called, it just went to like, this is no longer a phone. So I just kept hitting the same number. Yeah. I'm like, no, dog, that's not it. Same number. Because I know whoever I get on the other end is not going to do anything. The police are on their way. I'm just trying to stall this guy. And so I'm talking to him, and I said, you got a little alcohol problem, Doug? He says, well, he said, I've been in rehab a few times, and then all of a sudden, man, this guy starts, and I'm like, okay. Is it medication? Is it like, what's going on? So he's a complete disaster in the driveway. Now he's shaking to the point where I'm like, okay, like, we're going to need medical attention. Yeah. This guy's, he went from no longer a threat. So what I did is I said, can you do me a favor and just keep your hands out of your pocket? I don't know what you have in there. He's like, yes. I said, for your safety and mine. He's like, got it. And he was very good about it. So he was, at this point, he was like, he realized I'm there to help him, right? So he's like, and I said, I got a buddy that's going to give you a ride. And so he's like, okay, well, all of a sudden, I see the cop pulls in. I said, my buddy's here. Now he's in front of the vehicle, so he can't see. I said, just stay here. My buddy's here. I'm going to go figure it out. So I meet the cop, and we have a conversation. I said, look, completely incoherent. I don't think he's drunk, though. Like, I can't smell alcohol on him. Yeah. I said, something's wrong. I said, I don't know. He doesn't even seem like he's high. Like, it's a medical issue, I think, it's going on. He's like, okay. So he walks up to him. This is where it gets really good. He walks up to him, and I said, hey, how's it going today, Doug? He's like, I'm good. He said, I'm totally fine. He says, I'm good. He goes, I'm ready to go if you guys are. And where I said, Doug, where are we going? He goes, well, I'll follow you. Let's head back home. And I said, so he now realizes there's a cop there, right?
He pulled it together real quick.
Pulls it together, right? And he goes, I'm ready to go if you are. And he says, where are we going? He says, I'll follow you. He says, well, where did you come from? He goes, I don't know. He has no recollection of even getting there, right? So this is bad. So the cop says, okay. He goes, would you mind taking, breathalyzer or whatever? He says, yeah, that's fine. So he goes, okay, I'll go get it. So he goes, leave. This is what Doug reaches in his pocket, okay? And I said, hey.
Not supposed to reach in, Doug.
I said, hey, buddy. I said, what do you, he goes, no. He He reaches in, he pulls out the biggest joint I've ever seen in my life, and he goes like this, and he goes, take this, take it, take it. He hands it to me, and then he goes, I'll come back for it. I said, Doug, you don't even know where the fuck you are right now. What do you mean you're coming back for it? You can't even tell me what your address is. He goes, take it. And the cop's coming. I said, Doug, it's legal. Yeah. You bought this from a dispensary. It's like a literal, like it has like a,
in a tube.
I said, Doug, it's legal. And this is a guy that's been smoking pot for so long.
Oh, he thinks it's illegal.
He thinks that it's like, you know what I mean? Like he's on this train, so he goes, take this. So I take it, I'm holding it like this, right? The cop walks back up. I said, this is Doug's. He goes, yeah, I figured. He goes, just set it on the thing there. So I set it on the hood. So he
gave it to you.
He gave it to me.
And better yet, you took it.
I did. Yeah. I said, I had it like this. There's a video. Katie shot it from and you see me like this with it, like it's on a platter. And I just go, this is his. And he goes, yeah, I figured.
Oh, man.
So he takes it, right? And after that, the cop comes back, he does the breathalyzer, and he's blowing a number. And it's something resonating, right? And he says, Doug, you sure you didn't drink tonight? He says, no, nothing. He goes, I'll tell you what I did do. Goes back in that pocket again. And now both of us are like, hey, whoa, whoa. Like, because I had told the cop, I said, just so you know, like I have like I'm strapped here, just letting you know for safety reasons. He's like, absolutely. He was totally fine with it. And I go, and we both are like, hey, slow down. What you got? Pulls out a jug of Listerine.
Oh.
My man's been having some mouthwash.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now things are starting to fall into perspective. He's got Listerine. He's like struggling from alcoholism in the past, all this other stuff. So he goes, yeah, I've been sipping on the mouthwash here. Drinking Listerine. Because it has alcohol in it, but he's been drinking Listerine. Ooh. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, crazy ass story. Cop says, okay, and he does what he does, and he's a super nice guy, and he turns and he starts walking away. Doug goes, you don't have to do that. He looks at me and I go, what'd I do? He goes, you don't have to show him the weed. I said,
he's worried about that joint.
Doug, it's legal. He goes, then give it back. I said, it's right there on the hood. He grabs it real quick like that, and he goes, I mean, he knows, he saw it. I said, he saw it. It's okay. He's not going to arrest you for your weed.
Yeah.
He puts it in his pocket. Guy comes back and he goes, all right, Doug. He goes, we're going to get you a ride. He goes, am I going home? And the guy goes, well, if you're asking me if you're going to jail, you're not. You've done nothing wrong. We're actually going to get you some medical attention. So they got the ambulance on the way. This is the best. So the ambulance rolls up and he goes, oh, good. The ambulance is here. He goes, I'll follow you. He puts the keys in the car and he goes, where are we going? He goes, hospital. He goes, all right, I'll follow you. And he's getting ready. And he says,
he's going to drive?
He says, no, I don't think you understand. You're not driving. And he goes, no. He goes, if I'll just follow that and we'll head over to the hospital. And he says, you can't do that. So then he plays and he goes, okay, you can have my keys. And the guy says, look, I don't need your keys. I'm pretty sure you're not going to run. And Doug does this move. He goes, what if I throw my keys like this? And he goes like that. And he is going to throw his keys in the yard and then he's going to run, but he's 90.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude.
It's like Anthony Hopkins
it was like this craziest thing. Like he'd have these lucid moments. So heartfort for him.
Lucid.
It would be there and then he would just it was 10-second Tom.
Yeah.
So my cat walks up, right? One of the barn cats comes out. He goes, oh, that's a cute puppy. I said, that's a cat. He goes, yeah, that is a cat. He goes, I have a cat. I said, nice. I go, what's his name? No idea. I said, all right. He turns around and he looks at the cop and he's like, okay, we're going to get a ride. Are we going to get ready? He says, yeah. He turns around and he goes, God, that's a cute puppy. I go, 10-second Tom here has got something going on bad.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So it's flipping. So then I don't know if it's sugar. You don't know what it is, but it's something is triggering
dementia,
him.
You just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so at this point, we've de-escalated the entire situation. He is not of any harm whatsoever. He is a very nice old man who just likes to get stoned. But I'll tell you, the tense moments in the beginning of trying to figure out what was going on to get everybody in there. So at the end of the day, Doug took an ambulance ride. He's hopefully safe somewhere. They came and got his vehicle. We're good to go. But that is not what I anticipate happening when I came home from dinner. And it was like an hour and a half to almost 2-hour ordeal in front of the house.
Ate first.
It was, it was unbelievable. The things when he handed me that, he goes, take it now. I'll come back for it.
I feel like it's a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
It's basically what it is.
I said, Doug, where are you right now? He's Sanford. No. No.
Yeah,
He says, I just left M30. So this gets even better. Okay. So this whole time he's been saying, I just was on M30. I'm like, well, you're far from there right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward the next day, I go out to the ranch. Well, that's on, I get off on River Road out there by M30, right? So I get off. Well, they got it closed. Yep. The 10 is closed.
Yeah.
So I get off and I'm like, shit.
Now you have to.
So I have to do this roundabout and I'm like, well, they got this whole thing closed. So I'm trying to figure it out. So I take a right, following this detour. I'm going everywhere. It hits me in my mind. I go, no wonder Doug was fucking confused. I can't even figure out where I'm at to go to the ranch. I go, lost. Where am I? He got lost in the detour.
It takes you down Star. He just did a couple jogs. And
he was at my place. I said, I ended up, I swear to God, I was over by Fillmore's house trying to get to the ranch. I was in Hope. I drove around. I'm like, where is this taking me? So then I start laughing out loud. And I'm like, I'll guarantee you he got stuck in this exact same thing, and he ended up in my place and was like, look, I don't know what to do. So he parked, and he's like, someone get me home because I have no idea where I'm at right now.
Yeah, this isn't my usual route.
Yeah. So I ended up finding out his address, and I drove by his vehicle. I drive by his house all the time on the way. And so I last couple of days I've been driving by, and I look over to see if he's, if his car's there, and I'm like, I almost want to stop and be like, what do you got, bud?
Did you get permission?
I did not. I didn't ask him for permission.
So you got any turkeys around here?
Yeah, you got any turkeys, or what do you got?
How much ground does he have?
So the next day I find myself confused driving around a damn roundabout, went past the new Taco Bell, which is apparently there on M30, and another thing, and I ended up going all the way to Wixom, crossed where we turkey hunt,
take up
and
West
then all
River,
the way back down on West River because it was all closed. So I start laughing to myself, and I go, yeah, I get it, Doug. I get it. You were confused, and so am I.
Dogless.
Yeah.
Old
Dude,
Dogless.
I tried. I'm telling you, I was looking at the pictures and the video. I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. But the joint makes a ton of sense because the one video, we probably can't post this, but the one video you sent, he has a look of pure betrayal on his face. Yeah, like you're talking to him, and he's like,
he's
like full cold shoulder, like looking this way, and then he goes, and then he like looks back the other way, and I'm like, well, he's mad. Like he's upset.
He's so mad.
Now I know why. You betrayed him on the joint.
And everybody there was like, they're like, look, a joint, like seriously. And like nowadays, like they don't give a shit about that at all. And especially in Michigan, it's legal. You buy it from, he's like, you're good, dude. You're fine. But in his mind, this has been like since Woodstock. This man's been like hiding weed. And so for him,
you betrayed him.
And so I should say this: there's one giant joint, and there's one little roach in there with it, like next to it, right? Like the little, like the
one
end
that
of
got
a cigar.
him confused in the roundabout.
The one that got him
Big Ben Parliament.
I was like, dude. I love how you kept this one. So I put it on the front of the hood. And he's looking at me like, how you put it? He's like, and then when the cop walked up and didn't do anything, when he walked away again, man, it was so good. He goes, well, give it back. I'm like, now you're lucid? Like, all of a sudden, like, he's like, give it back. Jeez. I can't believe you did that. I'm like, you're fine. He's like, give it back. I'm like, okay, it's right there. You can have it.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want it.
It was so funny. But the poor old man was completely lost. I'm sure he's got issues he's dealing with. I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I was not letting him get in a vehicle and drive away. No. All I could think about is my daughter coming home from work and he's and he plows into somebody. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there is absolutely no way this man should be driving.
It was probably a good thing that he landed in your driveway.
It was, honestly. And when Katie and I talked about that afterwards, but
it was meant to happen.
It went from the escalated situation of like, someone is trying to sneak into my house to, I don't know who you are, you're crazy, I'm going to now, get ready for whatever is about to happen and you're going to be on the bad end of this, to I now have a little bit of my heart is beating because I'm like, man, this poor guy.
Well,
to let's get him help immediately. To you know what I mean. So it was like just this range of like, am I shooting this guy or am I getting him help? I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you it went south.
Yeah, I mean, God bless the boys in blue. It's a day in the life of a little 1 hour snapshot of what they do every single day. Every day. They go into these situations and their job is to de-escalate and figure things out.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they have a lot of these situations. And
the unknown. You see why they're on their toes all the time.
You just
100%.
don't know.
I mean, it was just like you said, it was a snapshot of it. And then of course me being like absolutely 1,000% nosy, I'm trying to figure out I want to know all. I want to go to the hospital and be like, so did Doug check in? What was wrong with what happened? I want to know all the details. That's driving me nuts. I'm like, I want to make sure he's okay. If he got the right care and treatment, I actually want to visit with him and be like, hey man, I'm glad you
landed. Got something for you, buddy.
Yeah,
exactly. Here's your weed. I got you.
Go smoke some fucking weed with this guy or something. Hang out and hear stories, because it looked like the man had been through it. And this is what I forgot about this. Of all the things, nothing in his vehicle except a drum set.
Oh, wow.
And all I kept saying to him is, I'm not going to touch your drum set. I'm not going to touch your drum set. And he kept going. He goes, well, you can touch my drum set. I said, I'm not going to touch your drum set. And the cop thought that was the funniest thing ever, because he knew exactly what I was doing with him. And I just go, you want me to touch your drum set? He's like, you can touch my drum set. And he's going through the whole thing. And I'm like, let's leave your drums alone. God. Let's leave your drums alone.
He's a drummer, huh? He's that agile.
Yeah, he's not.
Well, I mean, he was
slapping the skins.
No, well, listen, he was sitting crisscross applesauce, so he's a limber old man. I mean,
he was, and we got him some water, and so he was sitting there, trying to drink some water, because the man looked dehydrated, looked like he'd been in the Sahara Desert. The lips were, I'm like, my man needs some water or something. I'm like, he had the cotton mouth for sure.
When you said the Ring doorbell and you walked up behind him, if you'd have busted out a video of you going, let's dance. I'd have lost. Well, that's all I kept thinking of. Here comes Let's Dance.
When I came in the driveway hot in my truck, he can't get around that truck the way my driveway is, and I threw it in park, and I just said to Katie, I just looked at her, and she was like, "Don't stop, wait." And I was like, feels like I could kick the shit out of him. That's the first thing I said. I looked at it.
As a man, you line things up.
I lined it up, and I'm like, I'm not physically threatened in any way, shape, or form.
You were like Tom. You entered the field.
Yeah, I did. I went full strut mode, but then I could see he had on big jacket, and I'm like, I should have. I don't know what's behind it.
Big jacket.
And man, when he started talking, I'm like, okay, we're gonna sit down. But when he said to me, "Don't," he gave that look, I said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. That's going to happen. We're calling the cops. Yeah. So anyway, they did a great job. The ambulance did a great job. We got Doug to a safe place, but what a wild 2 hours. So that's what happened. And I was sending you guys snippets of it of wait until you hear this, but it was pretty funny.
What is it with your driveways?
I don't know. I had a tweaker in mind. Was that last year in the summer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That guy, he was tweaking bad, real bad. Wow. He reached up and grabbed the mirror inside the car and ripped it off. And he was like, he came out of the driver's side, or he climbed from the driver's side into the passenger side, and then he crawled into the road ditch.
Yeah.
And he was laying in the bottom of the road ditch, clawing. I mean, it's
a scene.
I've never seen that before. I don't ever want to see it again.
No,
and to your point, the boys in blue, ambient, all they're dealing with that every day.
Every day.
Yeah, and we're in Midland.
Yeah,
that's somewhat of a rarity.
That's
here.
That was the thing. When the operator, right? When you say her name, she's like, oh, we're in a place where they know. You're in a small place. They know you. And it's kind of crazy. It's Katie said who it was. She's like, oh, hi, Mrs. Keefer. We're not in a big city. I can only imagine in those places what they deal with. But I don't know. Like I said, I wish him the best of luck, and for the sake of this story, his name's not really Doug, so don't give me shit for giving away information. But it was pretty crazy. I didn't expect it, but man, wild Friday night at our house. So
that is wild.
Yeah, that was the end of it though. After that, I was like, I'm going to bed.
Adrenaline spike.
Yeah, I was like, I'm dead. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night. So yeah, that was pretty much the end of it. So yeah, that was fun. Good stories.
Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. You know, a guy with a bush light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. So you survived, Doug.
Yep.
I don't have any money to go to Nashville.
You're done.
What a great start.
The wallets.
Let's talk a little bit about that. We were headed down to Nashville tomorrow for CMA Fest, which I've never done before, never been. But just in looking at it, it is going to be...
It's going to be a rodeo.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Nashville alone is amazing. You were just there not too long ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So when you do the honky-tonkin' side of it, it's already crazy enough. I can't imagine CMA Fest and the amount of people that are going to be down there.
Yeah.
From a country music side, I'm looking forward
to
basically doing it. We're headed down with Busch Light, so we're going to be over at Ascend Park. That's where they got set up right there. And I'm excited. There's a couple. I mean, Ross Chastain will be there, NASCAR guy. Yep. You and I will be there. Riley Green will be there, the Duck Man. So I'm actually excited to meet Riley and really talk about some hunting stuff. I mean, he's solid. Love his music, but I also love the fact that he's out there. He's always constantly hunting. So I love that. So, and then just being down there with unlimited Busch Lights is a good thing.
I know.
It's going to be a good thing.
It's going to be a quick one for me. I'm out at 6 a.m. Friday morning.
Ooh, I'm out at 10. We got to be back because of the graduations. But you're out at 6. Ooh, that's an early rise.
Aldine doesn't take the stage until 11:30.
Yeah.
So you 6 a.m. Friday morning?
My flight leaves at 6 a.m.
Oh, so you might as well just stay up after Aldine and go to the airport.
That's basically what
I mean, honestly.
That's going to be
basically what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
10 a.m.
Okay.
So I leave at 10 and I go to, because you're going to MBS, I go to Detroit. I get in at 1.
There's, it's pretty crazy because there's like, they basically cordon off, like section off all of downtown.
Yeah.
And they've got stages kind of all over. It's just 24/7.
So the main night, we've got a concert with Riley Green, Darius Rucker, Brooks and Dunn leading into Aldine.
Yep.
That is going to be
that's a good
crazy night
Yeah.
at the big stadium. And then all day long is artist after artist after artist downtown. So it's going to be kind of fun.
I heard Chiefs is a good place to go. They got multi levels there.
That's the
If
other
you've been
one.
to Chiefs.
I was at Chiefs.
It's weird. The bar downstairs is pretty small.
Yep.
They got a live band, but you go up, I think it's 6 stories high. In every story, there's another room.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Lucas is there, Nelson.
Yep.
I sent him a message because he's actually at Chiefs. And I was like, are you in for town? So Lucas will be there, Nelson, which would be awesome. And he was like, yeah. And then Mark Larice, obviously, down there. We're going to hook up with our buddy Mark. So a lot to do in a very short period of time.
Really?
But
a day and a half, right? I mean, you guys get there what time tomorrow?
I'm in there at like 10 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's early.
Yeah.
It's early, but nothing starts there until Thursday. So actually, CMA Fest kicks off Thursday. So
we'll grab some dinner somewhere.
I know there's stuff going on though. Just listening to the highway. I mean, there's all sorts of things going on right now.
So I was just there 2 weeks ago, and I may have told you guys this. I don't remember. The most badass bar in all of it. I went to Snoop Dogg and Dre's.
It's sweet.
It's unreal.
Is it off Broadway or is it?
No, it's right there. It is a full on speakeasy. You go down like 3 flights of stairs, and you go down into the basement. and you like pop through, and there's a room that's like probably twice the size of what we're sitting in right here, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
But it's a full-on like speakeasy gin bar.
Yes.
And it was like, so when we got in there, I walk around the corner and I walk in, I'm looking like, you take it all in, right? You're looking at just the aesthetics of everything. I'm like, this place is freaking sweet. Tribe Called Quest comes on the radio. I'm like, all right, this is nice, right? Got a little hip hop going, a little 90s hip hop. I'm like, this is awesome. And it was super mellow until 9:30. And at 9:30, a live DJ hit a Dre song, and it was like that place erupted.
Really?
Oh, it was, it was cool.
That's cool.
It was sweet.
Oh, boy.
So maybe Wednesday night.
Right?
Yeah, it's brand new. Just opened, like, I think it opened, I don't know exactly, but it was like a month before I was
wow.
there. So it was.
Let's go there Wednesday night, because I love a good speakeasy. Nothing better than a good speakeasy.
They've got a picture in there, probably one of the coolest pictures I've ever seen. Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra sitting in like a booth like you would imagine those guys. Yeah. And they photoshopped this thing, and it's Snoop and Dre, and they're all cheersing at the table. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty badass.
That's awesome.
Speaking of two cultures come together.
Do you remember the one we went to at that show?
Yo, Buckmasters.
Buckmaster show.
Buckmaster.
We went down to Buckmasters with the boy, the man, the myth, the legend there. The Buckmaster, Jackie Bushman. Yeah. Yep. That was a long time ago, but when someone says speakeasy, it was like everybody at that show that was vendors that year was like, we're going to this place. And remember, we went down those steps.
Yeah. Well, the guy did the old.
Yeah. He did.
Which you think only happens in movies.
Yeah. What's the code word?
Yeah.
It was like,
literally.
I don't know. But we're coming
New England clam chowder.
That one
the red or the white?
Lincoln's got a cool one.
Remember that?
Remember Lincoln, Nebraska, when we went to that one, I don't know, years ago.
I did not do that.
Were you not in that?
I didn't do that
Cabela's
either.
deal or something? Club?
Yeah, it was Cabela's Club. Maybe, maybe we weren't in
there.
That Lincoln's got a cool one, too.
Yeah.
It's got a light. If the light's green, they're open. If it's red, they're not. And you literally open it, you shut the back door, you look around, you're like, where'd the door go?
Yeah.
It all turns into like books.
Yep.
And it was pretty cool. Small.
This place was a bunker in the very basement. We went down there, and it was like, just getting your eye, it was so dark in there.
So dark.
It was only lit candles on the tables. And then like behind the bar, there was like a blue, like glowy light.
Yeah.
And we walked in there, and there was like boom, boom, like stand-up jazz musicians going. We're like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was cool.
It was a good stuff. Was it daylight when we came out?
It sure was.
It was, wasn't it? Because I'm starting to piece the puzzles together now. But I'm pretty sure when we came up, I was like, oh, it's daylight. Because they were like an after bar.
Yeah.
And we were there, and it was late.
Yeah.
Some of the fellas, and it was fun. Yeah, that was a good one. Speakeasies are solid. That's my favorite type.
Yeah. That was the same trip that there were fire ants in the car. Remember that?
Yes, I do. Fire ants.
Yeah, fire ants in the rental car.
Oh.
Yeah. Not on our behalf. Bob got the rental car from Buck Knives. He picked us up. We're driving, and it's like, oh, what the hell? Oh, holy shit, there's fire ants. I mean, there's fire ants everywhere inside the car.
From?
See, we don't have that up north here.
No,
we don't have to deal with that kind of shit.
Nothing really bites.
No. Down there, they did we wheeled off Wendy's parking lot. Remember that?
Yeah.
Pulled into the Wendy's parking lot and opened up and just yard sailed everything out of the car. Yeah. And he's on the phone just ripping ass. I got fire ants in this car. So they brought us another one and
they got us a new car.
Swapped her in the parking lot.
Yeah.
The poor guy that had to come get it had to drive back with fire ants.
Exactly.
Doug. Like, good luck, Doug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun trip.
Well, I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun to get down there and do that. And that leads right into a graduation thing again. We got the kids, the final graduation parties, and then get that over with. That was an emotional time just to see them walking across the stage and to be like done with their high school careers. That was crazy the last week. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a busy week, no doubt.
Yep.
But turkey season's over officially.
Over.
The veteran bird at Carroll Creek got shot on the last day.
Who shot him?
Sanders. I set it all up, got the bird ready to go, and Sanders brought a kid that has never killed a bird before.
Yep.
And it was a buddy of his son, never killed him, and at 7:30 he walked right into the orchard. Smoked him.
Right in the
orchard.
The blind?
Yep, walked right in. Because I tilled the fields.
Yeah.
So they were out there worming in the fields and everything else. And now there's 3 more toms that showed up.
Because they took over.
Yep.
I mean, that's
all
just what
strutting.
happens.
There's 3 of them. So it's interesting to see that one was there, like the dynamic bird. shot him, and now there's 3 more.
What was he? I mean, good spurs.
Good,
like
a
3-year-old.
Inch
spurs.
Yeah, he was well over an inch spurs.
Okay.
He was of a close to 11-inch beard.
Okay.
He's a big bird.
Sure.
So, but he's no longer there. So we finished it on the last day, and there's like a season now, I think, that goes until the 7th. It's like the first through the 7th. It's a random season that's left over. But of course, this morning, on the reveals, there's 2 of them strutting in the fireplace at the front, at the front of the lodge. So, but it was good though. I got a lot of the planning done. So that was just a busy weekend of for me, I don't know, you guys are the same way, like getting outside, cutting the grass. There's a dad part of you that Kylie always gets me on, which is like the lines and in the grass when I'm cutting the grass. I do the same thing when I'm planting, especially with a cultipacker. Oh. Like when I get that straight line and when I cultipack,
you look behind you and you're
and if I cross it, I'm like, I don't like that. I have to go around. Like I'll go all the way around and then come back through and make it. And I'm like, no, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dad lines.
I'm the same.
It's a real thing.
I'm the same exact way, mowing the lawn, planting, watching the Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
Like I watch the Zam, and if he's crooked on a lap, I'm like, what are you doing?
You left a couple slivers.
What are you doing?
So it's interesting you say that, because when I did the field, I did it like a Zamboni, right? So I'm driving around, and you want to trace. I'm tracing, and I'm like, I'm gonna awkwardly box myself in. So after like the 4, I'm like, I'm just gonna Zamboni. So I go down the middle and I start doing the Zamboni thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, this is perfect. I'm like, lines are straight, everything's good. I'm like, and then when it's not, I'll go back. I will literally lift the till, drive backwards and put it, and then come forward just to make that line straight on that one area, and then get rid of my tire tracks. I can't have tire tracks in there. I know it sounds crazy.
I've mowed yards like growing up from age of 10. Yeah. Like, our home lawn, but then I started making money doing it for, the church.
It's the perfect side hustle for
it is. And I talk about the lines though. I would mow our yard, and I'd climb up on our roof, and I'd look up at it from the top. Because I just loved how the lines, go back and forth. And it's still to this day, the lines got to be straight. Yeah, they got to be straight.
You guys have the striper on the mower, so that you get a dark, and a light.
Like the heavy. Well, the direction of that you mow it, obviously, but I don't have like that weight that rolls it. Well, I
got one on the back. I got the striper.
Yeah, that's
great setup.
Yeah,
aesthetically, it's beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
Serves absolutely zero fucking purpose aside from that.
No,
it makes it zero good.
Zero.
Yeah, you're like, look at that.
So I go out there I put seed down, and I'm planting, and there's a inoculant stuff, right? So I'm putting some of that on the seed, and you mix it up, and it's dark, like super, super dark. Well, I'm covered. Like I couldn't be any dirty. Like I am so dirty at this point because the one that I didn't use the cab, I used the other one that doesn't have a cab on it. So it's, it's dusty, everything else. And I am so dirty. And I walk in the house, and it couldn't have been 2 completely different dynamics. I'm standing in the kitchen completely covered in head to toe in inoculant, seed, mud, dirt, all the way to the end, with a bush light in my hand. And Katie has a charcuterie tray with a glass of wine, and she's like, have you ever had caviar? And I go, what is this? And she's like,
we're at the ranch.
My daughter walks in, and she goes, and this is why both of you look like you're going to 2 different events at everything you do. Because Katie will get dressed up, and I'm like, I'm just what I'm wearing. And she's like, I love it. So anyway, it was really funny to come in. She's like, first of all, you need to completely undress, and then you can come in the house, because I was covered. So, but it was one of those days. You guys know what it's like when you get muddy and you get dirty and you get your hands, and like, you're ready to go. There's just something that's therapeutic about it.
Oh yeah.
I listen to books. I was listening to music. At some point I was jamming by myself I had my hands up. Like I was just in that mode, and it's just so good to get out there and do that.
Yeah.
I think people need to do that more.
I got a go-to playlist on the tractor. It's heavy on the Luke Combs. If you've never listened to Luke Combs while you're on a tractor,
album or whatever he's got.
This one's for you. This one's for you too. Like both of those.
Yeah, you're a big Luke fan. He's awesome.
You get those going on a tractor. It's just a good setup.
Yeah. I listened to Cam Haynes' book, Undeniable. I was listening to Undeniable. Halfway through, I wanted to get off and just plow the field with my own hands.
With your fingernails?
My bare hands. Cam Haynes has got a good book, Undeniable, and I'm telling you, while I was plowing, I was going to jump off and just scrape the dirt and just be like, no one has done 4 acres with their bare hands. Son of a bitch, I can do it. Like, I was literally spit the seed.
They're called pretty sure they have.
You just walking backwards.
They're called Wolverine. Amish people. Yeah. They do it with their hands.
Yeah, they do it with horses, though. I wanted to actually do it like a badger. I was going to do the whole field. Like, I got pumped up.
You could claw some rows and then spit the seed and then literally log roll as a cultipator.
Exactly.
Just log rolling.
I'm telling you, I tell you, when I got off the tractor, I was like, after like a couple of chapters, I was like, well, you're worthless. You're absolutely worthless. And I just walked away. Like, I was like, you better pick it up, kid. Like, I was like, man, it's a good book. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely good. So solid setup.
Yeah, turkey season's done. Did we talk about Woody's turkey yet on the podcast? Did we?
Oh no, you did shoot one with Woody.
Yeah,
close. We talked about it off the podcast.
Yeah, no, it was a cool hunt. I know we talked about. I wanted to get into that classic turkey hunt, the one where the gobbler comes in, there's no aggression. It's like literally like a courtship scenario. Yeah. In
courtship. First time I've ever heard you say that.
Courtship.
20 some years we've known each other.
Courtship.
Write that down.
It's like a hey,
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And it was kind of old school because we never used, full strut gobblers in the old days. Yeah. That wasn't even a thing. Just had a hen, and he rolled up and put in your pocket. It was foam, and it sucked.
Had the crooked neck.
The flambeau, you rattle it around, and if it starts coming in, and it goes, and it rolls up on the stake, and you're like, yeah, well, that hunt's over.
Yep,
that looks like
that turkey's done.
Ball of foam.
But we were. It was the first set. I went over and I texted him. I said, hey, you want to go kill a bird? I'll bring the camera. He's like, yeah. So him and Lake hopped in, and the first spot we went to, we were going to check. And a lone gobbler's walking right down the dirt road. We're like, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Right down the dirt road, and about 300 yards past where we saw him, he jumped in. We went down, pulled the truck in, and just went back and back trailed it. We knew kind of where he wanted to be. Located him. He was still on the road, and it was really thick by the road. He was trying to pick his way through to come to us. We knew there was a trail about 100 yards behind us, so we did a big, we backtracked, went around some water, and set up on this trail, and Woody called, and it was just we put one hen in the trail. We sat there 5 minutes, and closer, and we're like, oh, there he is. Full strut, spitting and drumming like the last 30 yards right to the hen decoy, and there was no aggression. He wasn't going to kick a gobbler's or a jake's ass. It was just like he wasn't in a hurry. Yeah. And when they're strutting, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty hunt.
It was a pretty hunt, and most of the time those gobblers expect that hen a lot of times to come to them, and so he went super slow and just took it in, and we were 10 yards off the trail in the shadows of this big old pine tree. Had no clue we were there. Yep. I was hand holding it, the camera. It wasn't like a super big priority to lay down beautiful footage. It was just kind of a last minute thing, and the bird came in and he smoked it. Yeah. Longbeard TSS just literally, never flopped.
Pulverized.
Yep. And it was an old bird, almost 12-inch beard, inch spurs.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
It was cool. It was just a good way to end the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
We're past turkey season in my house.
Yeah.
Ryder. Fishing. So the kids are done with school, obviously.
Yeah.
And since Ryder got finished with school until today, I can see the gills forming on the sides of his face because he has not stopped fishing from the minute he got out.
Yeah.
He fishes, and then he goes up in the driveway, and he does his workout, and then he goes back and goes fishing again. It is...
What else are you going to do as a kid? That's the best part.
I was talking to Lisa about this, he uses fish brain. And he finds those places and ponds and things, which is amazing. I think that you're dedicated when you're doing that, and you're trying to find it. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
He is
that app that kind of...
So explain what fish Fishbrain is to people who don't know?
Yeah, so it's an app that you can jump on and basically you can see the local fisheries, and it's like a social community. And so if you go fish a spot, then you go on there and you post it and hey, this is where I was and this is what I caught.
Yeah.
And so, but he's full on like Sherlock, right? He's looking at the pictures, and then I'll take him and it'll be somewhere totally random. He'll be like, turn left here, turn right there, we pull in. I'm like, never even knew this thing was here.
Yeah.
You pull up and there's like a little pond.
Yeah.
And it's a public fishery. And he'll get out and he'll be like, okay, there's the tree that's in the background. Yep, this is real. Yeah. I'm going to fish this pond. And he'll start fishing.
I love it.
I mean, it's wild. It is. So we've got smallies coming in hot here on the rivers. That we do a lot of that. We've got a trip. We're going up north. We're going back into the bush in Manitoba. We're going to go fish for northern and walleye. And then coming right off the heels of Nashville, we're going to start to get into brown drake and heck season up on the Ausable.
Yep.
So we're going to be doing a lot of fishing here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yes.
I cannot wait to go to Manitoba right now. Like, I find myself, it's like that anticipation for Dropped, where like a month and a half before, I'm in the barn and it's gear and I'm going through like little things. I'm and I'm in the barn right now, and I can't wait to share this with you guys when we actually put this out, the fishing thing that we're about to go do. But like, I don't have as much as I'd like to have gear wise. So I just find myself repeating the same stuff over again, but I'm still in the barn. Like every morning when I go in there to sauna and cold plunge, I'll go in there and I'm like, I'm into gear mode right now because we're less than 4 weeks away. And I'm just like, I'm laying battery, like the littlest things. And I'm like, I cannot wait. It's like a precursor to it for us to do it. So I'm so jacked.
How many times can one guy look at the same tackle box?
Yeah, I've done it.
So have I.
I've done it.
Ryder will come in, he'll lay out all the spoons and be like, what do you think about this one? I'm like, we'll find out when we get there. You know what I mean? It's like, what about this one? I'm going to fish with that one first. And then I'm just like,
it's fun though. I can't wait. So that's going to be a good one all the way in northern
Walleye
Manitoba.
Northerns, right?
Walleye Northerns, at a place where I think, I shot my first bear there at this place. You did too. There was a chocolate bear that could fit inside your, probably put it inside of your laptop case. Probably. But it was the biggest thing I ever seen at the time. But this is a place where we boated over 50 40-inch like master angler fish in one trip. You and I, 54 in 1 week, and the biggest one was right at 50. It was skinny,
which is a massive.
But it was right. It was right at 50.
That is a.
We had to measure it twice. It was right there.
You don't get 50-inch northerns.
No.
Well, the one we measured them out, and we thought we had a 50-inch cradle.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yes.
We thought we had a 50-inch cradle, only to come to find out later on, oh wait, that's actually a 54-inch cradle.
Yeah.
And so that was probably one of the
biggest. That was the
biggest
ones,
ever.
but we don't have like the actual, like we didn't put the tape to him. We just know that he was sticking out both sides.
And I'm telling you, if you haven't looked at the province records, dude, anything in the mid 50s for a northern is like it's unheard of.
Yeah,
unheard of.
Well, back in the day, I mean, we used to every one we wrote down, and we would get the master angler. We have all the awards from the master anglers because you have to measure it, and we did all that back then. We even have. My dad has even the spoons like inside of a thing like from
box.
like a shadow box because the paint would be gone off these daredevils that we were using at the time. But it's just, I mean, that trip, I just can't explain it. I mean, if you've never done that northern, like complete out in the middle of nowhere fishing trip like that between
shore lunch,
I mean, catch a walleye, bring it in the boat, fillet it and eat it. Like that's what it is.
Yep.
And then going out and hunting for these 45, 46, 48-inch northerns. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
And so we should hit it just
When
right.
was ice out there? Do you know?
Just this past
just
week.
happened.
Okay, so they'll be the big ones
And
will be ripping. They won't be too lethargic by the time you guys get there.
No, they'll be spawned out and they'll be starting to move, depending on the water temps, but they should be starting to move, because they spawn up in the back bays, right? And then as the water warms up, they just progressively move further. And so they'll probably be, by the time you get out to like that 8-10 foot range, you start to get that first cabbage.
Yep.
They'll probably, if the water temps are right.
Water temps are right.
That's where they'll be.
But the group that was just there boated over 70. I mean, I was reading on, they just posted about it. I mean, 70.
Yeah.
master angler over 40. I mean, this place,
it's incredible.
It's incredible. So when we get back, we'll have lots of stuff to talk about, I'm sure. On that one, we're probably going to do a podcast while we're up there just because we're there. So it's going to be pretty amazing. So I'm excited about it. But like, we're in the countdown. And there's so many things that have to happen between now and then, but I don't even care.
There's
like 15 things where I'm like, I'm not worried about that. We got to leave on this day. Like, I'm ready to go.
So I think the first year, it's really cool because I think the first year I went there, I was 12, basically, 12 years old. And so fast forward all these years later, I took Ryder there a couple years ago. And now Gunner's going with Ryder. And we just got a really cool story that's going to get built. But I also look back to then, and you'll like this. So back then, there was this lure that was out there, and it was called the Banjo minnow.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you ever remember the Banjo
the infomercials. Like, I watched them nonstop.
Yeah,
I
ordered them.
Steve and Joe Renoski from Renoski Lure Company had these things. And we were members of a trout club in Pennsylvania. And we used to go and fly fish for trout at Yellow Creek all the time. They still have the club. It's still a phenomenal thing that they've got going there. But, I think Joe went to Dad and was like, hey, you do that trip up north and you go fish those big pike. Take these things up there and see if they work.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about if they work. Holy hell.
There's
the Banjo.
There's the Banjo kit right there.
So we took these things up there, and there was, when you get up into that watershed, there's lakes, and then there's the little connector feeder river creek thing that goes into another lake or another puddle, blah, blah, blah. Well, we got into this section that was basically one of those little feeders.
Yeah.
And, you would see, everything you dream of. You're looking at a 40-inch northern here, a 40-inch northern, and you just soft plastic and bounce the Banjo.
Yeah.
And it was literally irresistible.
Well, it was the first rubber, basically synthetic but flexible rubber lure.
Yeah, plastic.
Soft plastic lure.
Oh,
well, it was the way that the screw went into the front and the movement of it gave, because the hook was so actually realistic in the front. So it gave it a dying, so you could go bing, bing, and then it would just die. And if you did that for 1 second in front of one of those big northerns, it was over.
So
and you're fish on.
It had like a twist. Like when you'd twitch, and then it would do one of those. And that right there, that was it. It was over. I mean, they would flare those gills and just... you would watch it disappear.
Yeah.
And so Banjo went away for a long time. And I've been limping for 25, 30 years on these old, scraggly, ripped up, beat up Banjos.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah.
And they are in full force, and we got some on order.
Perfect.
So, because I keep telling the boys, wait until you see these things.
Yeah.
Oh, that infomercial. I'll never forget it.
Oh.
So all the underwater footage in that infomercial actually came from a tank that was at Yellow Creek Trout Club.
Is that the Trout Club?
And they have a tank there where they actually did all that. So when we used to go to the Trout Club, you'd go and walk down, and you could see all the fish swimming in there underground. Yeah. It was sweet.
Yeah.
That's where they filmed everything.
Yeah, it was amazing. That lure, that was a game changer. We were young. I mean, so this is kind of that rite of passage thing that we've been talking about. But for the first time ever, we will have my dad, you, me, Cody, so all three brothers, and the grandkids, minus Cody's kids, who are little at this point, right? But that'll be the first time. So Ryder, Gunner, and then Kylie on her first trip with everybody as well. So that's the first time it's ever happened. So it's going to be super exciting to kind of see through their eyes. That'll be Gunner's first time. It'll be Kylie's first time. She loves to fish. So I think between that, it's just going to be like reliving that again is I'm just so jazzed. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
There's not enough bush light in that entire province to get me through that week. I can tell you that much. So it's going to be fun.
Bush light and aluminum boats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't get there fast enough.
For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, They've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
In the meantime, I got the hex season to hold me over.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be getting into that real
That's
quick.
coming.
Brown Drake and hex season are coming fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Layla out. I'm going to get her all polished up here in the next couple of days, get her ready to rock and roll, spit shined, and
Start floating.
Yep. We'll be rocking fly fishing season in no time.
Love it.
It's coming.
So a lot going on, but let's get through CMA Fest first.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's make it to Nashville. Hopefully we can tell you some fun stories next week after coming back from CMA. We're gonna have some fun stories.
Something tells me you're going to see a lot of Dougs down there.
I think I'm well, let's hope I don't have to address him like that. I can
There's
just
like
watch.
a guest. There's like a guest bartending setup, but we're in the Busch Light booth, so
That's pretty easy
just-
then. Don't have to, don't have to build anything.
Crack a beer and
Pull it
open
out.
it.
you
Hand
want
it
a
to
Bapple
somebody,
or
so.
do you want a good old Busch Latte?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're restocked and ready to go.
I saw that.
You see
There's more
that?
cases in there.
We got some more.
The apple.
The Busch Light Santa Claus showed up yesterday, so we're ready to
very
go.
nice.
I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to hold a Bapple until the fall.
Yeah, have to.
Because there's nothing like that crispy, cool day where you're just like, that's going to taste real good right about
It's
now.
gonna be good.
Skin and shit. We gotta remember that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I can tell you what works. These right here, the First Form Energies, because I started drinking this when we started, and right now I'm going to leave and go to the gym as soon as we're done.
Go plow that field.
Go plow that field, campaign style with my bare hands. No one's ever done it. Undeniable, no doubt. But yeah, this stuff's good, man. I can't wait to get into all this. We'll start talking more about what we're using and what we're doing with First Form. And we got some cool stuff coming down the pike that's going to be really cool. But right now, it's working. So big fan. We've
got, I intentionally paused there for a second because I want to throw this out. Whether we use it or not is up to us. But when it comes to the content we're building with First Form, I think maybe now we can actually talk a little bit about what's new on the content side real quick. You guys want to tease that a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's been something we've been keeping under the hood here for quite a while as we built it, but we got a real exciting thing going on. We're actually launching our own Keefer Brothers Content Hub. Coming up here pretty quick. We're about 30 days probably from launch at this point. But we're going to be launching a brand new Keefer Brothers Content Hub through the website, and then there's also a companion app that comes along with that if you sign up. So super excited because now the freedom and flexibility to create content is anything and everything we want to do.
Yeah, and I think that's things have changed so much over the years where you were kind of a little bit in a box where in the old days you'd create a television series that was X amount of minutes long and you're limited to social media stuff. But for us, talk about how it's going to be different, how the KB app in our world will be different than anything else out there.
Yeah, so obviously we've got the entertainment side of what we do, right? We've got all the drop type stuff that we go, the big entertainment, the big hunts. We're going to continue to do that, but we're also going to start diving really deep into kind of that educational side of things. I mean, I think collectively sitting here, we have got 70, 80 years of deep knowledge in a lot of different areas, whether it's backcountry hunting, whitetail habitat development, filming and production. I mean, we've got a ton of information and knowledge that we can share with people.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what excites me about this next go round. You know, it's like when we started Wilder Minds, we kind of talked about what this show was going to be and how we wanted to do this and what it was for you and what it meant for you and for me. You know, it's all about this next go round for me is that second mountain, taking the information that I've been able to acquire through experience and pass that on in any way, shape, or form to whoever wants to take part in this space.
Yeah.
Hunting, fishing, outdoors, filming, editing, branding, all the stuff that we know all day, every day. So there's going to be a ton of that content, and it's really going to be our place to put anything and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're still doing the social media. We still got YouTube, but it's going to be a lot more in-depth and a lot more personal and a lot more one-on-one with our audience over there on the Keefer Brothers side.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm most excited about is we have an incredible community of, you know, loyal fans and people that listen to what we do, and I'm excited about that, but I'm excited to be unlimited.
Yep.
You know, as we talked about before, in previous outdoor spaces, you've got YouTube, obviously, in the channels, but you're limited. You did a show, and it was 22 minutes, and it's 13, all the things that are happening for us now. I think it is about being unlimited and talk about a lot of different areas of our lives and what we've been able to do, and I think that I think we've earned that right, as every busted knuckle has and scar, right? We've talked about that, and I think at this point, it's about sharing that. I don't think that we have shared what we're about to share with any of our audience to the extent that we're going to get into the stuff on the hub. And so it's exciting. It's been built in the background now for a long time. And if you think about, I mean, we've got over 18 plus years of stuff, right? And it's just a matter of like taking all of that knowledge and all of that footage, I mean, and coming up with some really cool stuff. So I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. And it's coming quick. I mean, it's going to be right around that same time, as you said. It's coming in less than 30 days.
Yeah, and I think what I'm the most excited about is obviously sharing what we've learned with everybody else and structuring it the right way through the app. But how many ideas have we had, or how many stories can we tell? And we've always waited to get partner, you know, sponsors. I mean, that's just the way it works. When you have a great idea, you know, you need support to pay for the idea because it's production costs and post-production and all the things. But with this new app, it's whatever idea we want to produce and shoot, we distribute to our audience, and they get first crack at seeing the stories that we do. Whether it's a unique podcast, whether it's a film series, whether it's a master class or a how-to, we're going to deliver that to our audience in a way that's really never been done before in our space.
Yep. That's actually one of the things that excites me the most is telling stories across these different mediums. And believe me, we've got stories, you guys know, we've got stories coming. I mean, we've been inside this industry for a long time, and there is a lot that we're going to put out there.
Yep.
There's going to be a pile of stuff coming, whether it's like you said, like a unique audio series or like a little microcast or whatever it might be. We've got tons of different formats, and we've got tons of different stories, and this is our chance to just get that content flywheel going, and let's share it with the world.
It's coming.
Yep.
Get ready.
So super excited for that. That'll be launching pretty quick, and we'll continue to kind of talk about how we're going to launch and when we're going to launch, and we'll fill everybody in. But I think we're close enough now, and to be honest, I'm sick of sitting on it. I want to talk about it now.
Yep.
So that's kind of where I'm at, is just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of share it.
Yeah. So. I think the days of research and duplicate, it is what it is today. And, you know, we're doing our thing, and I'm excited for what it's going to be. And anybody that wants to do it, good for them. But it's our stuff and it's our story, and no one can take that away, no matter what. So I'm ready to talk about it as well. It's going to be very exciting. We've got, you know, like I said, less than 30, right around 30 days, hopefully. But a lot is going into this in the back end. So it's going to be very valuable for everybody. So it's going to be fun.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that one. We'll tell you when it's going to come out.
Yep.
So
I just got lost in your beard lines. I really did as you're talking there. Those are tight.
Tight lines.
Even around the lips, it's like laser trim.
Well, he did one time. He went above one time, and he gave me like the Gomez.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
He
went across the top.
He gave you some space between the nose and the
first time he
stash.
ever did it, I said, hey, you can't go there.
That's got to go up into the nostril.
Yeah, I had to regrow the top.
Yeah.
You think this shit's weird? You should be in a tent on day 24.
Logan did a good job. Lied me
Looks good.
Yeah.
Dang.
What a way to end it.
Yeah.
Great beard lines.
Yep. Great beard lines. Thanks for listening. Watermelons.
Mama say it's a new day, son.